Welcome to this explainer. Look, if you've been paying even a little bit of attention to the tech space lately, you know AI is moving fast, like breakneck pace fast. But today we're looking at something that is absolutely a massive industry-altering turning point. We are officially past the days of AI just being, a helpful little chat box sitting in the corner of your screen. Because Google just announced Antigravity 2.0, and it completely redefines how we're going to interact with agents. Let's get right into it.
So here's the drop, the big takeaway right up front. AI just outgrew your code. Up until literally right now, the absolutely most powerful agent-driven tools were heavily gated. They were locked behind these really complex developer-centric environments. Well, Google's Antigravity just broke out. It is no longer confined to just software developers. Antigravity 2.0 is now a completely standalone application designed for, frankly, absolutely all forms of knowledge work. So whether you're a marketer, a scientist, an executive, or a writer, this platform is officially coming for your desktop.
To truly understand the sheer magnitude of this shift, we kind of need to take a quick step back. Section 1. The agent-first era arrives.
So, cast your mind back to November 2026. This was the month Google launched the original Antigravity IDE. Now, at the time, there was absolutely no agent-first graphical user interface on the market. Nothing like it. Google basically wanted to prove that an interface completely built around an AI agent actually worked in practice, and well, it absolutely did. Millions of developers adopted it almost overnight. It proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that interacting directly with an agent, reviewing the artifacts it produces, and managing multiple agents at once, that was for sure the future of work.
But of course there was a catch. Tying this incredible autonomous agent to an integrated development environment, an IDE, was super daunting for non-coders. I mean, let's be real. It's a pretty intimidating interface if you don't actually write software for a living. And Google knew this. They knew coding was just the beginning, and that the underlying models were getting way too smart to only be writing code. So they did something crazy. They completely re-architected the platform from the ground up. Powered by the absolute latest Gemini models, Antigravity 2.0 strips away all that developer-only baggage. Now the focus is entirely on shifting from just code capabilities to broad everyday knowledge work.
So, how does this actually translate into raw power for you and me? Let's look at Section 2, Smarter, Faster, Autonomous Agents.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the secret weapon here, dynamic subagents. Let me translate that technical jargon into what it actually means for your daily workflow. Basically, the AI is now smart enough to hire its own assistants. Instead of trying to do everything all at once and getting confused, which engineers call polluting the context window, the main anti-gravity agent can dynamically spin up smaller, highly focused subagents. These little guys handle specific parts of a task at the exact same time. It's literally delegating, just like a human manager would. And the work these agents do is now entirely asynchronous, meaning you give the agent a really complex goal, and it just goes off to work in the background without freezing up your whole system. You are not blocked. You can keep working or chatting with the main agent while all that heavy lifting happens behind the scenes. Plus, for the power users tuning in, Google introduced new JSON hooks. Think of these like secret backchannels. They let you step in and precisely control the agent's behavior using simple, formatted instructions. It's a massive level up for control.
Google also rolled out some highly requested new / commands, so you can dictate exactly how the agent behaves. For example, you can type /goal, and the agent will run the entire task to completion without ever stopping to bother you for intermediate input. Want the exact opposite? Type /grillme, and the agent will interrogate you first just to ensure its plan aligns perfectly with your vision. There's also an explicit /browser command for when you specifically need it to navigate the web. But honestly, the absolute best one, /schedule. You can set one-off timers or recurring schedules, crons. This completely removes the need to manually wake up your agent. Just imagine setting an agent to compile a full research report every Monday at 6 a.m. It literally does the heavy lifting while you're still hitting snooze.
And voice input got a massive upgrade too. Before, clicking the microphone meant you recorded a raw audio file that just got sent off to the model to be processed all at once. Kind of clunky, right? Now it features live transcription of your words as they happen. You can physically watch your thoughts appear instantly on screen, which makes the whole interaction feel incredibly fluid, natural, and just genuinely conversational.
So, how did the architecture physically change to accommodate all of these new workflows? Let's move into Section 3, Breaking Free from IDEs.
Okay, so in the old developer-centric world, everything was grouped by a workspace. That meant it was strictly bound to a single repository of code. If the code wasn't inside that specific folder, the agent just couldn't see it, period. Well, in 2.0, Google completely destroyed that tight coupling. They migrated to a project model instead. Now, a project can encompass multiple folders, files, and wildly complex datasets, all while letting you enforce specific, customized guardrails and permissions for every unique project. It is purpose-built for sprawling, messy, real-world knowledge work. Which leads us to this stark reality. There is no IDE attached. None. Antigravity 2.0 is a completely standalone, dedicated desktop application. Whether you're running macOS, Linux, or Windows, you literally just download it, open it up, and boom, you are immediately interfacing with a world-class AI agent. It is totally separate from the original coding environment.
Now you might be wondering, if you're already one of the millions of people relying on the original IDE, what actually happens next? That brings us to Section 4, upgrading to version 2.
Okay, let's dive into this. The upgrade path is actually remarkably smooth. When your current Antigravity IDE application runs its next update, it will automatically upgrade to Antigravity 2.0. But don't panic. A prompt will pop up immediately asking if you'd like to keep the original Antigravity IDE right alongside the new version. In fact, Google highly recommends that developers dual-wield both applications for now. Basically, keep using your familiar IDE for strict coding, but lean on 2.0 for literally everything else.
And to help you manage this dual-wielding setup without losing your mind, the two apps have very distinct visual identities. On your machine's dock, the original Antigravity IDE sits on a dark black grid. But the new Antigravity 2.0, it features a striking, high-contrast logo popping off a pure, crisp white background. It's bold, it's trendy, very viral-style design, and honestly, it makes it completely impossible to confuse the two as you're bouncing between your specialized tools.
As we start to wrap things up, let's look at the wider implications here. Section 5. The future of knowledge work. Because here is the thing. Version 2.0 isn't just a simple desktop app update. It is a massive, co-optimized platform. Alongside the app itself, Google launched an anti-gravity command line interface and a full software development kit. This is essentially the underlying plumbing that allows businesses to build custom tools right on top of this tech. Plus, they're throwing in rich API integrations directly into other Google products. They are literally laying the concrete foundation for an entire ecosystem. And looking ahead, they are already paving the way for cloud-deployed agents that run entirely independently of your local machine's resources. That is a real game changer.
So we are officially entering the 2.0 era. It is big, it's bold, and it's universal. Seriously, this high contrast shift represents the exact moment where autonomous agents step out of the code editor and into every single facet of professional life. The barrier to entry hasn't just been lowered, it has been completely shattered.
Which leaves us with one final undeniable question to ponder today. As these tools become incredibly capable of managing schedules, delegating subtasks, and executing wildly complex projects entirely autonomously, are you ready to let an agent take over your desktop? Because, ready or not, the download is live right now. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll see you next time.